To discuss about how to find the Fourier transform of derivative of function, especially function u depend on xn. How to find the Fourier transform, Fourier cosine transform of derivative, especially da by 2u by da by x. Let us start. Thank you. Dear friends, in this video, this is video for TYBSc, especially on Fourier transform of the derivative of the function. Here we have to take the function u of x comma t. The function depend on two variables because Fourier transform is useful to solve boundary value problems, partial differential equations or differential equations like obtained from wave equation, heat equation, like that. That's why we have to focus on Fourier transform, focus on the function depend on two variables, namely x and t. T denote the time domain. And suppose u bar is a Fourier transform of u. U is a function of x and t. Obviously, then u bar will be function of lambda and t. Means x convert in terms of lambda. Here t denote the time. So this is the Fourier transform. U bar is a Fourier transform of the function u with respect to variable x, and it can be defined like this: f of u is equal to u bar, and that integration is minus infinity to infinity u into e raised to minus I lambda x dx. So to find the Fourier transform of da by u by da by x, since u is function depend on two variables, that's why we take the partial derivative, not du by dx, that is da by u by da by x. But we have to consider some assumptions, otherwise this integration will not be give the finite answer. So assumption is, we have to suppose as a as a x tends to infinity or minus infinity, then value of u is tends towards 0. This is the like a graph. Value of u is 0 at infinity and at minus infinity also, plus and minus. This is the graph. So let us start with by using the definition of Fourier transform. Means f of u, instead of u we just replace da by u by da by x. So here also we have to replace integration minus infinity to infinity, not u, because here in both places there is the same function. So in same way we use the definition. Then by using integrating by parts, so we have to choose, this is our first function and this is second function. So first function as it is, we know the rule. I will write the rule of by parts. U and v are function of x, Then integration of product of u and v, that is, suppose u is first function, v is the second function. So u as it is, integration of second function, minus integration of, here we have to make the square bracket, derivative of first function means u dash, this is derivative with respect to x, into integration of second function, here again dx is required. I hope you are familiar with this rule, that is known as integration by parts. So this is exponential is first function, derivative is second function. U as it is, first function as it is, integration of second function. What is integration with respect to x? That is, integration is nothing but the antiderivative. So just u is remain, upper limit, lower limit, minus. Now go towards this integration of derivative of first function. Here first function is e raised to I lambda. The derivative is this one. Into integration of second function. Again same thing. Integration is nothing but the antiderivative. So only u is there. So in short, this term is nothing but our u dx as it is. So should the upper and lower limit, so we already discussed as x tends to infinity or minus infinity, u always tends to 0. So first term vanishes, that is equal to 0. Second is I lambda is constant, taking outside, minus minus become plus, and we can write as u into e raised to I lambda x dx. Again use the definition. What is the definition? See, if this is a function, then that is nothing but the Fourier transform of this function. So here u is there, so by the definition Fourier transform this, and that is nothing but the u bar. U bar is function note at lambda and t in this way. This is the definition. So in this way we get the Fourier transform the partial derivative with respect to x. Now let us go ahead. Especially for heat equation, we require, or problems on Boundary-Early problem, we always require to find the Fourier transform of delta u by delta x. So again we have to make the assumption. In previous, in this A part, we use the assumption that when x goes to infinity or minus infinity, u always tends to 0. Same way, we have to use the assumption that as x tends to infinity or minus infinity, not only u goes towards 0, but its derivative also with respect to x, that also tends to 0. These two assumptions we have to use to obtain the Fourier transform. So let us go step by step. Again, we use the definition here. This is nothing but the by definition. This is function. Fourier transform of this function is nothing but the integration minus infinity to infinity, and that function whatever present in this square bracket, that is your right. So use the by part. We have to choose this is as a first function and this is as a second function, u into v. So again use the by part. What is the formula for by parts? Again revise it. This is first function and this is second. So u as it is integration of second minus integration of derivative of mu into integration of second function. So here same case, second function is double derivative with respect to u. Its integration is single derivative, single partial derivative minus, this is our minus, derivative of e raised to I lambda x with respect to x, that is this, into integration of second function, this is our second function, dA by 2 by dA by x, that is this. Again observe that as we mention or we have assume as x tends to infinity or minus infinity, dA by v by dA by x tends to 0. So this tends to 0 as a x tends to infinity or minus infinity for upper limit as well as lower limit. So this term will be vanished. Now just focus on this, minus minus become plus. I lambda is constant taking outside. So we get up to this. And note that this is not, what is this? By previous example, that is nothing but the Fourier transform of dA by u by dA by x, that is given by I lambda into Fourier transform of u. This is important. Just use previous part. So I lambda into I lambda, that is I lambda bracket square, I square is minus 1, that's why we get this. What is this? This is nothing but the u bar, Fourier transform of u, that is with respect to x, that is u bar lambda t. So in this way we obtain, here this is very important, this assumption play into important role. So this is the generalization, provided u dA by u by dA by x, dA by 2 u by dA by x2, all these dA by n by dA by xn tends to 0 as a x tends to plus minus infinity. Again you require to find the Fourier transform of dA by u by dA by t. Since u is a function made up of x and t, we already observed partial derivative of, how to find the Fourier transform of partial derivative of u with respect to x for first order, second order and higher orders. Now we will this focus on part C, Fourier transform dA by u by dA by t. Again use the definition. This is the definition part. whatever present here, that is we have to write here by simple way by using definition. And we know the DUIs, differentiation under integral sign. There are two rules, but normally we use first rule. So whenever this function is depend only on x, this integration, so we can remove outside, and though we differentiate this whole integration with respect to x, then it will not affect. That's why we remove d by dt. This is very important. Note this. I hope you understand this one. Feel free to ask if you have any doubt regarding this. Now, but what by the definition, what is this? This is nothing but the Fourier transform of u. Fourier transform of this function. That is this. Sorry. So this is nothing but u bar again. So Fourier transform of partial derivative of u with respect to t is nothing but the d by dt of u bar. Note that here we have written the total derivative is f depend on Fourier transform of u depend only on t, not on x. This is very important. Now look, let us go ahead. Up to now we think about general Fourier transform. So what about Fourier sine transform? What about Fourier cosine transform? How to find the Fourier sine transform of derivative? How to find the Fourier cosine transform of derivative? Actually, here again derivative of partial derivative of higher orders. So first of all, we should know the language. We should give the notation. Let US bar that denote the Fourier sine transform of u. UC bar that denote the Fourier cosine transform of u with respect to x, and it can be defined by the table. We have to no need to take extra effort to remember this formula. Whenever we discuss about sine, then here sine lambda x dx arises. When we discuss about Fourier cosine, then cos lambda x dx. These are the notation. Fourier transform. This is obviously u will be UC bar. Sine transform of US bar. General transform is u bar only. Note. Now again focus this A part. How to find the Fourier sine transform of del by 2 u by del by x. Again we have to take these assumptions. See, I am telling again and again, these assumptions we made, Fourier mathematician made for his or for our convenience. See how it works, this assumption. What is this assumption? As a x tends to 0, because there is no question arises about x tends to minus infinity, because domain is 0 to infinity. Interval of x is 0, positive interval 0 to infinity. That's why they don't think about as a x tends to minus. As a x tends to plus infinity, u and its partial derivative with respect to both x goes towards or tends towards. See, we get the answer of this. Why we made such type of assumptions. So again, apply the definition. This is the definition, Fourier sine transform. Just we have seen earlier by this part. A dash we can say. Again apply Lie rule. This is our first function, sine, and derivative is second function. So first function as it is, derivative of second minus integration of derivative of first function, that is cos lambda x lambda. This is derivative of first function with respect to ax, note that, into integration of second function with respect to x, that is, since here order is 2, by taking the derivative with respect to x, it will become dA by u by dA by x, single derivative. Again, as per assumption, here as x tends to infinity, dA by u by dA by x tends to 0, and as x tends to 0, sine 0 is 0. We don't consider about this. So this will be as sine x tends to infinity. Sorry, x tends to 0 or x equal to 0, directly sine 0 is 0. So here first part, its value is 0. Just focus on second term. We have to write neatly, taking lambda outside. Then again use by parts. So this is the first function, this is second function. First function as it is, integration of second function, that is u only. Here we have to multiply by minus lambda, so minus lambda into minus 1, that is plus lambda. Derivative of first function, that is with respect to x, minus lambda sine lambda. Integration of second function, that is u only. And simplify this, as x tends to infinity, u tends to 0, so upper limit will be 0. As x tends to 0, means x equal to 0, cos 0 is 1, so u only there. Minus minus become plus, because lower limit, before lower limit there is a sign minus 1. So upper limit will be 0, lower limit is here. Note that here again, at x equal to 0, cos 0 is 1, so we can take this is as a u of xt at x equal to 0, or u of 0 comma t, like that. But this is also good notation. And what about second term? Lambda into minus lambda will be minus lambda square, that is constant taking outside. And just focus on these two. Compare with the definition of Fourier sine transform by Lie. What is this as per the definition? That is Fs of u, Fourier sine transform. That is nothing but the u as well. So this is the formula. for Fourier sine transform of delta 2 by delta x. In the same way we can think about Fourier sine transform, Fourier cosine transform of delta 2 by delta x. We are just taking interest only related to the derivative which are obtained or which are present, which are available in the wave equation or heat equation, like that. So part B, that is good homework to you. Now let us go for important remark. Remark 1 is very important. So result 17-18 is result regarding Fourier sine transform and Fourier cosine transform. To find the Fourier sine transform of delta 2 by delta x2, we must require the value of u at x equal to 0. See, this is the notice, this is the observation. We must know the value of u at x equal to 0. Must know. And while we are focusing to find the Fourier cosine transform delta 2 by delta x2, we must know the value of delta by delta x at x equal to 0. This is important. Okay. And second remark is, we can generalize this. Nth derivative of your with respect to x. So I hope you understand this one, this part. So we have to take the, we have to stop now. This, we should go through this part. So this is theoretical, but we must go. Thank you.